Hey everybody, it's been a minute. I think it's been 2 years. The first time I made the Soldier Boy Eagle knife, I did it completely wrong. I mean, it wasn't completely wrong, but it was pretty wrong. And it was too small. And I know it was too small. And I don't know how it happened. When I printed it out, from how I had it on screen to how it printed, this was the size of it, which from that angle looks pretty big, but really wasn't. And I brought it to Jensen to have him sign it. And I said, I know it's too small, right? And he said, yeah, and it needs to be wider. When I made the template, I was working off of just like stills from the show, which were very dark. Like when he's in the hotel and that's the only time he takes it out is when he's in the hotel. And the knife is black and the room was very dark and the contrast was crushed and you really couldn't see it, but I was doing my best. I mean, I got the basic general shape right, but wasn't right. A few months ago, last spring, they released some more promo photos from when he first tried on the full outfit, and he actually had the knife out in one of the photos. I'll insert it here. And I was able to draw the actual shape because he had it just the right angle so it was flat, so I could really actually get the shape. So here is the new shape of it. As you can see, it's much wider and it has a lot more indentations. And the white line that was here isn't actually a white line. That's where it goes from flat to beveled. And this is all rubbed off. Like there's a black finish and then this is rubbed off and you can see the steel. I mean, I did pretty well with the handle. You can see because it was black, there we go. Because it was black, you couldn't see all of the striations and all the grip, and I was just kind of guessing. So now we've got that, and we're going to put those in. The new template is available on my website. You can see the link below if you want to make your own. There is still a lot of carving and kind of freehanding it. Is when you cut it, the 2 ply, you're going to have 2 sides that are flat, and you have to put them together and then make them one shape and 3-dimensional. There's a lot of carving, particularly in the handle. That's where you're going to run into it the most. But at least it'll get you a starting point with the template. Alright, so as you can see, I've cut mine out horribly. I am the worst cutter ever. I figured out that if I use scissors, I can get a much better edge, but I'm still kind of wobbly. It's alright. We're gonna do what we can. And at this stage, I need to put in my skewers. So I have to cut a groove with the Dremel for the skewers so the pieces can go together, and the skewer will give it some more stability and help connect the handle to the blade. Alright, so I'm going to move you down and we're going to get started. There we go. Okay, now it's time to glue them together. I use contact cement It's very important that we remember to lay them out so we're gluing the right sides so they go together properly and not like this. Make sure you get all the way to the edge. It's okay if it scooches out because cover every edge of it. I'm gonna put this there. I don't want glue down in the channel for the dowel, because I want to be able to take the dowel out and reinsert it. I don't want it to be fixed in there. Make sure you really get the point. Help keep it stuck down when the Dremel goes over it. It doesn't pull it apart, which it will do. Either way, it'll just help. Now we let it dry for about 10 minutes and then we'll stick them together. Okay, we're mostly dry. This one I put a little too much on, but we're doing it anyway. I'm going to put in dowel. Maybe. Yeah, see, I'm really not good at cutting. I'm going to even that out, and you won't even see it. So I can still put the dowel in. Or out. So now I have a handle to hold it when I'm painting or anything else. Alright, so I've put on my sanding bit for my Dremel. And now this is the hard bit. I'm gonna have to change to my smaller bit when I get into here and when I do those holes. These are holes that go through, and this is the edge of the bevel, and then these are cutouts that I'm going to have to put in. As you can see, this edge is, first thing I'm going to do is get the edge established, and then I'll worry about the rest of it. Alright, mask on and let's get going. think I could be happier with that. It's really good shape and point. I think it's because I'm using this high density foam. It's a 6mm high density foam instead of the regular foam, EVA foam. And it's carving a lot better. Alright, I'm going to switch out my blade into my internal parts and try to do these things. Alright. I've gone with a smaller bit to try and get in this tight teeth part. There we go. Alright, well that came out really well. Still really fuzzy, but that's easily taken care of. Alright, now I've got to do the holes, and I'm going to try using a bit I've never used before, and I might just ruin it. So, fingers crossed, everybody. Alright, here, this is a cutting stone, and I hope it's going to work the way I think it's going to work. I'm going to put holes through it while not destroying it. Fingers crossed. Go. Wasn't sure it was going to work there for a second. I think that was a pretty successful session. And we're going to stop before we ruin it. Got a lot of little fuzzies to work off, but there we go.